The Wonderworks family movie is made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with additional funding provided by the annual financial support of viewers like you, and the National Endowment for the Arts.
I've heard that all this renovation work is going to cost almost $1 million francs.
And I still have the old costume.
Prince Charming smiling. That means trouble.
Bonjour tout le monde. Bonjour. Yes, it's very good. Splendid, hein? Ah oui. Our new manager would like to have a meeting with all the feature clans.
But I promised my landlady I'd pick up her son from the railway station. I'm late already.
Well, it's a very important meeting about changes that will affect all of you.
Don't worry, Theodore. I'll pick up Michelle. Is that okay, Anatole?
Wait. The rehearsal is in 30 minutes.
Attention, attention. Le train pour Paris arrivera au quai numéro 3 à 5 heures.
Excuse me! Excusez-moi!
Michelle! Oh!
I am not Sim. I am a robot double sent by the evil owner of the Dark Circus who kidnaps little boys and turns them into wicked clowns.
Good. Then at least I'll be a clown.
Yeah.
Excusez-moi! Excusez-moi!
Vous et vous. Que faites-vous là? Posez le fusil. Le paquet par terre. C'est...
Attention! Present arms! No, wait. Please, s'il vous plaît.
Eskimo.
Mother? Dead.
No. Looking for Big Brother.
Non. Vos papiers, s'il vous plaît.
Pardon.
C'est bien, les enfants? Ouais. Ok. C'est bien. François, t'es un peu en retard, hein, excuse-moi. Bon, c'est pas mal. Mais on recommence. Ce coup-ci, je dois... This is intolerable! We expected to work here. It's a disgrace. It is appalling. And why should the Cirque d'Hiver be renovated anyway?
Surely I explained at our meetings.
For over 100 years, the Cirque d'Hiver has been the same.
I wish life could stop for us all while you create. But in the meantime, a little inconvenience is inevitable.
What a thrill to rehearse my clowns in such exciting surroundings.
And I'll tell the builders not to hurry.
Thought you needed cheering up.
Have you been wearing your costume outside the circus?
There wasn't time.
Know that it is forbidden.
But...
Enough! We've been waiting for you.
What Francois should do is go into the audience and start a bucket chain.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, what is this bucket chain?
No, wait. Listen.
And then Eugene should look like he's going to jump, so you guys tense up. But at the very last minute, Eugene remembers that he's forgot his teddy bear.
At good clown logic.
But I haven't got a teddy bear.
I do not understand. How is it Francois go to audience? Why change good routine? Yours to make change? No, I don't think.
But the kids all...
Hey, it's my routine, right?
Can't we even talk about it?
What do you want, a rehearsal or a committee meeting? He's worse than the manager.
Anatole?
We cannot make Eugene do what he does not want.
But Anatole...
Monsieur Tolin.
Monsieur Tolin, it will work.
Peut-être. But it has been discussed before. It doesn't work for Eugene.
Hey, they pay to come and watch us perform, not do the show themselves.
But...
That is my final word. Bon, Eugène, tu me refais plus ça, hein. Et toi, tu soulèves...
Your idea was better.
Ça va pas. Ok. Bon, allez, on y va.
Salut les mecs.
Yoda. À demain.
Hey, Francois.
Ja, ich komm gleich.
He listened to them. Why won't the others listen to Sim's ideas?
Eugene and François are feature clowns.
I know that.
Sim's turn will come when he is ready.
That's enough, Michel. It's time to go home.
Amateurs.
But Anatole, look. They're enjoying it. People are laughing.
Sim!
They're terrific.
Anyone can bang a frying pan.
But Anatole, clowning's
We
not...
need some tomatoes for dinner tonight. The Saint-Antoine market will still be open.
But...
Always but. Can't you do what you ask without questioning? For once.
Merci, monsieur. 10 francs les tomates, 10 francs, 10 francs, elles sont belles, elles sont belles. Qu'est-ce que ça sera pour le jeune homme?
1 kilo de tomates, s'il vous plaît.
1 kilo pour le jeune homme. Et voilà. Un beau kilo. Un kilo tout juste. 10 francs les tomates, 10 francs, voilà jeune homme. Merci. 10 francs les tomates, 10 francs, 10,90 les choux-fleurs.
Irina, Michelle.
Le gâteau de Sim!
Thanks, Irina. It's beautiful.
Sim! Rosalia, your mother!
Happy birthday, Sim. Is that a party I can hear?
Yeah, some friends from the circus. They tricked me. I thought they'd forgotten.
Even me? Didn't you get my present?
Yeah. I haven't opened it yet. Saving it up.
I'd love to share your birthday with you.
You are, Mum.
You know what I mean. Hey, great news. I got a house now. You've even got your own room. It's all ready for you. When are you coming back?
It's hard to say.
No rush. Next Friday will do. So, how's it going?
Great.
Are you sure?
No, really, it's fantastic.
If it doesn't work out, Sim, you can always come home.
Thanks, Mum. But why don't you come here?
Love to. When are you sending the ticket?
As soon as I'm famous.
Oh, great. I'll see you next week.
Thanks for calling.
Bye, Sim.
Romeo, where are you? I can't see you. I said, you gotta open your eyes.
That's good. But why don't you take a shortcut now?
What do you mean?
Juliet! Romeo! Juliet! Romeo! And the rhythm picks up by itself.
Romeo, you don't have anyone else down there with you, do you? No? There's only me. And Anatole. Thanks for the party. It was great, Anatole.
Now, one last present for you, mon ami. Some advice. You want to perform new routines. So, you make suggestions for changes to Eugene, who doesn't like suggestions from anyone, especially from young carpet clowns.
That's just it. I'm only a carpet clown.
Now the carpet clown wants the spotlight.
Is that wrong?
No, but the Cirque d'Hiver has a tradition, and the tradition has been working for many years. Perhaps there is another way of looking at this. You think this circus grew overnight? You have learned much. I admit you are almost ready. But do not rush or you are doomed to fail.
But
Greatness comes through hard work and patience. And greatness is what you want, yes?
I just want to make people laugh.
Believe me, the whole world will laugh. In time.
Are you intending to finish that?
Oh, I prefer something a little less, you know. Music to my ears.
You mean money in the bank? Why not? For me and for you.
What is all this?
Figures, sums, conclusions. My plans for your circus.
And what is in this plan?
Mostly cost-cutting.
Perhaps we should start with the gâteau.
Monsieur Chevalier, why do you think your board sent me here?
Let us talk about this when the renovations are completely finished. Then more audience will come and more money.
You hope.
We hope.
We must come to an agreement on this, Andre. We must look at our costs. We have far too many backstage staff and our performers are overpaid.
Fyodor est attendu. On attend Fyodor.
The plan I have in mind is set out in these papers. If we are to raise enough money for the next stage of our renovations, I must convince your investors...
Yes, but I need time to think. How am I to tell the artists? When am I to tell them?
Strike while your iron is hot. Pardon? He who hesitates is lost.
Yes, I will do it. Soon.
That overstuffed Englishman says we are paid too much. What does he spend on cakes?
I'm going to ask Anatole for an audition.
He'll cut their backstage staff, then we'll be next. You what? An audition?
I've checked. Carpet clowns can ask for auditions whenever they feel like it.
Sim, Anatole sees great things ahead for you. We all do, but in time. This is not the time. If they cut costs, that means people.
Sack people? Monsieur Chevalier would never allow it.
It's the Englishman who is running things, not Chevalier. I think you do nothing now. Just wait. Please, wait.
Bonjour. Je m'appelle Sim.
Bonjour.
Salut. Au revoir.
Bonsoir.
Michelle, it's a girl from the railway station. Excusez-moi. C'était moi, à la gare, avec le petit garçon, Michel.
Ah oui, bien sûr. Vous étiez si marrants tous les deux. Sim le clown? Oui, au cirque d'hiver. Je suis Michel. Moi aussi, je veux être un clown. Je m'appelle Eve.
Eve?
Oui? Vous n'êtes pas français?
Ah non, je suis australien.
It looks a bit sad.
You speak English?
Of course. I now live in Montreal.
And you work with the Cirque de la Lune? From Canada?
Yes. I'm also a clown. I'm performing here in Paris.
It's really good to see you.
I'm here with the Cirque de la Lune because I'm training with them back home in Canada. But I'm not a full-time member of the company.
So it's just a hobby?
Oh no. They let me work up and perform my own routines. Sim's not allowed to do that. Why not? You're good. The others won't let him.
It's not the way we develop our material. Anatole's my teacher. He was a fantastic clown until he had an accident and hurt his arm. He can't perform anymore. But he writes all our routines and directs us.
But shouldn't your teacher be encouraging you?
He does. In other ways.
Maybe he's testing you.
Testing?
To make sure you're dedicated. That it's not just a hobby.
Arrêtez!
Venez m'aider! Tirez! Out! Help me!
You know, for a Cirque d'Hiver clown, you're a very average mime.
Hang on!
So traditional.
No, listen to me. They've cut other costs. We'll be next.
Performers are the heart of the circus.
Well, that man has no heart. He thinks circus is 2 trapeze artists, 2 tightrope walkers, and 2 clowns. We have 8. We will be the first to go.
The Cirque d'Hiver will never cut his clowns.
You didn't hear what I did. These are bad times.
That's Anatole with his back to us, my teacher. And that's Fyodor, the tall, skinny Russian one. And Irena, my landlady. Michelle's mother. You sure you can't come and meet them?
No, I can't. My parents will be worried.
Will I see you tomorrow?
Maybe.
Cirque d'Hiver, 12 o'clock.
Okay, if your teacher lets you.
Anatole, I want an audition.
Are you sure? Think carefully.
I'm ready.
Let's see what this carpet clown can do.
You cannot refuse him, Anatole.
Every carpet clown has...
3 cafés et l'addition.
Bien.
Wednesday, 3 p.m.
Anatole will vote yes. He must.
Remember, play to Chevalier. That Charles Braddock will say no whatever you do. Chevalier.
Well, Sim. Monsieur Tolin tells me you want to be a feature clone.
Oui, monsieur.
Well, it is your right to request this audition. This panel will consider your work. Allez, let us begin.
Allons-y.
Garçon, s'il vous plaît. Spaghetti.
Spaghetti?
Non.
Spaghetti!
Non. Spaghetti!
Good. Very good. Monsieur Braddock.
Didn't work for me. I think no.
Interesting. For me, it was yes. Monsieur Tolin?
It was very good, Sim. You are learning. But you are not ready. I have to say no.
Then I take it we've finished?
I'm sorry.
Do another audition.
You have to wait at least 12 months. It's the tradition. You can't beat the system.
Are you good enough to be a feature clown?
Yeah. But how do I convince Anatole?
Maybe you should look for another teacher.
He taught me everything.
Only a suggestion. Come,
Where?
to see some exciting clowning.
But Le Cirque d'Hiver's that way.
Come on. Told you you'd like it.
Suppose it was all right.
You just don't want to admit I was right.
Yves, qu'est-ce qui se passe ici, hein? Well, are you going to introduce me to the star of our show?
Philip, this is Simon Gunner, a countryman of yours.
No. What do you know? What are you doing in Paris?
I'm a clown at the Cirque d'Hiver.
Oh, yeah, good on you.
Well, a carpet clown.
Oh, you improvise well. Do they teach you that at the Cirque d'Hiver?
They...
Sim wants to learn more about your style of clowning.
Good. Well, it's unpredictable, but it's great when it works. Hey, why don't you come and practice with us?
You mean I'd be allowed?
Of course. Yeah, we love new people and new ideas. I'll see you later.
Hey, how do you know I'm interested in your style of clowning?
If you're not, you should be.
Must be terrifying for people to be dragged up on stage. I know I was terrified.
No, they love it. Back home in Montreal.
We've got companies like that back in Australia too, you know. Philip's probably worked with them.
Philip is great. Always pushing us to try new things.
I wish Anatole was like that.
Was it? I have to go back to the hotel.
Have you eaten?
No.
No money. Hey, why don't you come back to my place for dinner? You can meet Irena, Michelle's mum, and maybe even Anatole.
Sure?
Irena always cooks enough for an army.
Jose and his acrobats are looking for another place to work.
How do you know?
And Helene and Odile are going to the new show at the Katsu. Imagine Helene and Odile doing rubbish for the tourists.
If I had a carrot for every Roma, I would be a rabbit by now.
But Le Cirque d'Hiver is a Paris institution.
Our new manager says there are too many expenses.
He's spending too much money on stopwatches, calculators, and computers.
And on too many cakes.
Monday, the Finance Committee. Tuesday, the Programming Committee. Wednesday, the Renovations Committee. Thursday, the Committee Review of the Committee.
Henri says there is a list.
A list of what?
Of those who will lose their jobs.
We've got to do something. We have to confront him now.
Now? But it's 11 o'clock.
He works late.
No. You will only make it worse.
Not if we stand together. The clowns, the trapeze artists. Shh.
Anatole Tolin, Yves Tetron.
Mademoiselle. Enchanté.
Bonsoir, monsieur. Yves works as a clown at the Cirque de la Lune.
I performed there this afternoon.
Indeed?
Oh, we dragged him up on stage. He was good.
Mm-hmm. He's improving.
Your dinner's cold.
You're very late.
A meeting of the program committee with Charles. What's going on?
I was just saying it's about time we confronted that stupid, stuck-up, interfering little accountant before he wrecks our circus.
Sim, we have a job to do, so we do it. He also has a job, that's all.
Henri says there's a list of people who are going to be sacked.
Nonsense.
If there is a list, we have a right to know. I'm going to ask him. We have to know who's on that list.
You will not go to see the manager. Not tonight, not tomorrow, not any time. It is not your place.
Yeah. I'm just the carpet clown.
Pardon?
Nothing.
Mademoiselle, I'm sorry. We shouldn't be talking like that in front of a guest.
I finished.
And I should be going. Merci. Madame, Messieurs.
I'll walk you back to your hotel.
Aha. Better that than circus politics.
I need some fresh air. I'll walk with you.
I think I'll manage on my own. Thank you.
Crétin.
Anatole, once you were young? Perhaps not.
There's no one here.
He always works late.
Can't you ask him tomorrow?
He's always in meetings.
Last time I had the hiccups, it lasted 2 days. I sipped water, held my breath. Are you listening? What did I just say?
If you won't tell us what's going on, we'll all go on strike.
What are you going to say to him?
Mr. Braddock?
Let's go.
I'll tell him there's more to life than just money. Mr. Braddock?
Someone there?
I'm going to check the computer.
And what if he catches you?
We'll hear him coming.
What is he doing with this?
Maybe I can find the list and he won't even know.
Does he collect this stuff?
He confiscates it. He hates practical jokes. Did you hear something?
Only the blood rushing to my head. If I were this funny on stage, I'd be a star by now. Maybe the list isn't here.
All I can find is a seating plan.
The 21st! That's the day I came. I was sitting there, J11. Why are there two colors?
It says Libre here. The purple ones must be free.
No way. I paid full price for my seat.
Doesn't make sense.
How long did you say you had to wait for your second audition?
12 months.
Guess who did the second audition 2 weeks after his first one?
2 weeks?
Anatole Tolin.
Hello? Can't get back to the start.
The shoes!
Makeup's gone.
Told you I could get rid of them.
Shit, Tara. It works every time. Don't bite my head off. But I don't think Charles is your real problem.
Why did Anatole tell me to wait 12 months? Why?
Don't ask me. Ask him.
Morning.
Tired? Yes. And you? It was a long walk to Yves Hotel?
It was. We ran. I want a second audition.
It is a tradition to wait at least 12 months.
You didn't. You had a second audition after 2 weeks, and you don't want me to have the same chance you had.
Would you like to know why I want you to wait?
Because it's the tradition.
I was as talented and impatient as you. I became a theater clown, I was only 17. But here, I wasn't ready. I was young and inexperienced. I relied on gimmicks, and soon they ran out.
There's always someone who can help.
No. Not when you are Anatole Tolin, theater clown at the Cirque d'Hiver at only 17. I was too proud to ask for help. I won't let you make the same mistakes, Sim.
I won't.
Audrey, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
He said no.
How could he? What did he say exactly?
He doesn't want me to make the same mistakes he did.
Where is he?
I think at the Cirque de la Lune.
On recommence, messieurs, encore une fois.
François?
I'm going to get that audition.
I thought you said
I'll go over Anatole's head. I'll ask Monsieur Chevalier. He liked my first audition and he at least encourages me.
Anatole won't be pleased.
That's his problem.
Everyone thinks I give him too much attention already. It is unfair to the other clowns.
You are more than his teacher. He loves you like his father.
You water a plant, it grows flowers. You give it too much, it drowns.
So, you want another audition, huh?
Yes, with a new routine. And how did you know?
Monsieur Tolin came to see me.
He had no right.
Monsieur Braddock tells me that we cannot afford any more feature clowns.
Surprise, surprise.
Yes, I know the performers don't like him, but the circus needs him.
So he keeps telling us.
I'm also concerned about another matter. I have reason to believe that you have been prying into the affairs of the circus, using the computer to check the record.
The computer was already on.
So it was you. Monsieur Braddock was correct.
I went to see Mr. Braddock to see who was on the list, who he was planning to fire.
There is no list. Monsieur Braddock advises me and the board. The decisions are mine.
Then there's no problem.
I think there is. You insist on another audition against the advice of your teacher, and then you object when he speaks to me?
I didn't mean it like that.
You snoop around, examining confidential files?
I was waiting for Mr. Braddock.
You miss rehearsal, and then you make assumptions about circus affairs that are not your business. I think you're not very happy in this family.
I'm sorry. I got carried away.
The rashness of youth I can forgive because you have talent. But you are not happy here, and you are making other people unhappy. Mon ami, I think it's better if we part company.
You mean I'm fired?
Hey, Tim. What are the bags for? You're not thinking of leaving us, are you, Tim? Are you?
Sorry, George. It's the end of the road.
Take me with you, Tim, please. I always thought we could go far if you just change your face, your head, your personality, lose a bit of weight, get rid of all those pimples. We could go far. You and me. And Eve, of course. She could come too.
Help me pack. I'm out of here.
I tried. I pleaded with Monsieur Chevalier. He won't change his mind. Sim, it's not my fault he fired you.
Either way, I don't have a job.
What else could Chevalier do? You sneak into the manager's office like a thief.
Me, a thief? Do you want to know what I found out about our fabulous manager?
Found out? What?
Forget it. I'm fired. It's not my problem.
Sim, you must know. I've always wanted what is best for you.
You always say that.
But I have other responsibilities. To the clowns. And to this circus.
Oh, sure.
You've thrown away a great opportunity. A clown at the Cirque d'Hiver. And I helped you to achieve that.
And you stopped me achieving. I wanted to be a feature clown, but you stopped me.
I went to Monsieur Chevalier for advice.
Great advice. Give Sim the boot.
Don't be a fool. I didn't tell him that.
You think everything I do is foolish? That I can't make decisions for myself? That my ideas aren't good enough? That I'm reckless, impatient,
Everything I do is wrong.
I tell you the truth because I am your teacher. Sometimes a teacher must be hard on his students.
You're not my teacher anymore.
You're not just going to give up, are you?
Le Cirque d'Hiver is not the center of the universe.
I've been trying to tell you that.
There's just one problem. No job, so no visa. I'll be sent back to Australia.
Join Le Cirque de la Lune. Come to Montreal.
Sure, no worries. I'll book it up to my wealthy patron. Hey. Tonight, after your performance.
I can't. My parents are coming to see the show and I promised to go out with them after. I'm sorry.
Pas de problème. And you're leaving in a couple of days?
Yes.
Great.
Jersey, slow down! You're too big.
God, man's got to use whatever advantages he's got, Michelle.
Sim, viens m'aider.
Hey, it's like taking candy from a baby.
What rules are you playing?
Sim, come on, play. We'll take you on.
Loser buys lunch? All right. Now, I'm from Harlem. Y'all cats are from Paris, right?
Okay.
Montreal, Australia.
Australia, hein? All right. Now, nous sommes Harlem Parisiens. Qui êtes-vous?
Harlem Parisien.
Plus fort! Right, and over in this corner we got Miss Montreal Big Mouth and Crocodile Dundee, okay?
Loser buys dinner?
2 free meals in one day? You got it. Hey, come on, let's go. Hey, hold on. What rules are you playing by, sweetheart?
Girl's gotta use whatever advantages she's got.
Four-course dinner? 5. You're supposed to be on my side.
Get ready with the dinner money, honey.
But that's the wrong game. This is basketball.
Yahoo! And now the score is tied.
Hand the ball over, tough guy. Come on.
Et pain au chocolat, all round.
Pain au chocolat pour tout le monde.
I cannot remember the last time I had to pay for my lunch.
This is lunch?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking forward to that dinner, remember?
No. I am a man of my word. I'd like you to be my guest. My hotel, 8 o'clock.
Not me. Some of us have to work.
Some of us would like to have to work.
Well, you could say that I'm in between engagements.
Out of work.
Temporarily sidelined. My team did not appreciate my talents, so I'm looking for a new one.
Same here.
Oh, then the future's wide open for the both of us. To the future. And to those who appreciate us. And to all the rest, later for them.
Later for them.
Brother Sim, you think you could do me a small favor?
Like what?
Well, being in between jobs as we both are, I find myself somewhat lacking in the financial department.
I can't pay for this.
Don't be ridiculous, my brother. See, I casually let slip to the management that I was well acquainted with a lot of famous people.
Including me.
And when they realize how I'm lifting the image of their hotel, they're gonna beg me to stay, just for the glory of my patronage.
That's why you let me win at basketball. So you'd get me here tonight. You could have just asked me.
Dodging and weaving. That's the name of the game, Brother Sim.
So the waiter doesn't believe I'm a famous anything?
You're pretty smart for a kid. Pierre, my man. I want to introduce you to Simon Gunner, star of the Winter Circus.
Honored, I'm sure.
Waiter! That's meant to be medium rare. Ow!
He's out of control. What do we do?
I think that is your problem, monsieur.
The bread knife.
Oh, no! I was only joking! Not the bread knife!
Okay, I promise. No bread knife.
Oh!
Hey, Louis.
Yeah?
Guess what?
What?
It's dinner time.
Oh, wow! Let's do it! Oh, let's have dinner!
Sandwich?
Oh mon Dieu, c'est tout brûlé!
Strange people, the French.
Sim says when I get this right, I can try Indian clubs. Sim can do 5 Indian clubs. And you should see him with a basketball. Ah, Sim, was it good?
It's fantastic. We had oysters.
Oh, yuck.
Maybe I should get fired more often.
Now you'll have more time to teach me.
So you are a teacher now?
Wait, Sim, look at this. Look what I can do.
Juliet! Juliet!
Have you got my present?
Yes, it's me. No! You have to ask who I am first.
Who are you? Have you got my present?
Yes, it's me. Romeo. I love you.
Oh, good. Give me my present.
No! Not yet! Swap. Now you call me. No. By my name.
Romeo.
No, I'm Juliet now.
And do you want your present now?
No, not yet.
Oh, look!
You don't have anything in your mouth, do you? You would tell me if she had... if she was eating... She sells seashells on the seashore. Damn! Are we sure she had something in her? Swap! I'll take the Glitch!
In the Cirque de la Lune, clowns do not fight over chocolates.
It was her!
It was him!
It was her!
It was him!
It was
It
her!
was him!
Bye-bye.
Fantastic! Very good. An audience would have been eating out of your hands. It'd be great to work with you sometime, Sim. Back in Australia, perhaps in Montreal.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
A good clown is welcome anywhere. Oh, Now, don't forget, everyone, the airport bus leaves the hotel at 7 o'clock. Good luck, mate.
Should go and pack.
Yeah. You know, I'm really gonna miss you.
Me too. Bye, Sim.
Eve, you forgot something.
Three stagehands have been fired today. The clowns will be next.
10 years I am in the circus. They do not fire me. No.
I have a wife to support.
Eugene has a wife and a family to support.
Then they will fire me.
G'day, everybody.
Oh, the same.
What's wrong?
It started.
And Chevalier lets him get away with it.
Yo, we are the artists, no, not the schoolboys. No.
Why don't you get rid of him?
He is not a rabbit who will disappear.
He's a crook. He's been fiddling the books. He should be fired.
Haven't you already caused enough trouble with your fantastic stories?
I've seen the seating plans.
I have better things to do with my time than listen to this nonsense.
It's true. Some of the seats have been marked free, and I know they've been sold.
Perhaps we could investigate further.
Maybe we could buy some tickets in the area marked free, and then we can cross-check them against the box office records.
But the records are in Charles's office.
I know how to take care of that.
Chocolate gatto. Oh.
I'm so glad you could join me, Mr. Braddock.
My pleasure. Which particular magazine is this interview for?
It's a little hard to say. What I mean is, hey, I'm syndicated all over the place. The New York Post, LA Weekly, The Times.
In London?
Hoboken. How about we eat first?
Okay.
Bonsoir, monsieur. S'il vous plaît. And who is your famous guest this evening?
This is Mr. Charles Braddock. He's the new general manager of the Cirque d'Hiver.
And I eat bow ties for breakfast.
Sounds fascinating.
Good. 10 tickets in the right places. And you all paid for them?
Yeah, at the full price.
Good. It's nearly proof.
Tradition.
Uh-huh.
There are those of us who are up to date, and there are those of us who are left behind.
It's terrific. And the result?
Under my plan, the company will be profitable within 6 months. A three-pronged strategy. Commercial sponsorship, debt into equity, rationalization of resources, material and personnel.
Mm-hmm. Print. Come on, print.
Charles, I can see my headline. Financial tornado sweeps through famous winter circus. Ha!
Tornado. I like it. But not a word. You mustn't print your article until after the board meeting. This is off the record.
Print it? Charles, trust me. I'm a journalist.
We'll apply my formula and watch the money roll in.
More complimentary champagne?
The wine list, I think, Pierre. Charles?
We will drink to success.
Extravagant.
I beg your pardon.
You are the manager of the Cirque d'Hiver, and I am the lion tamer.
Would you be good enough to call Monsieur Hubert, my box office manager? Tell him I'll be in directly.
Well,
do it!
Of course.
I think this hotel could do with the Braddock treatment.
Quick, hide!
Sim? What are you doing here?
I was looking for Michel. He got lost.
Sim!
Found him.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Jackson. Perhaps if there is something like...
What was it you were saying earlier? Something about bow tie eating? Or was it lion taming?
I don't understand it. The seats we bought are marked free here.
But the money is included in the total at the box office.
Add it up again.
Yes, yes, quick!
I've made a complete fool out of myself.
How?
The purple seats are marked libre here, which is supposed to mean free. But it's a different sort of free. It means they haven't been booked but are free to be sold at the door.
So, the Charles, he is not the thief.
What a terrible disappointment.
Aye, aye, aye.
Anatole was right.
Sim! Hey! Is this my lucky day or what? First, I get a discount on my hotel, thanks to you, and then the facts arise. Woo-hoo!
Well, are you going to tell me what it says?
I found a new team, the Montreal Cyclones.
Montreal?
Yeah, you been there?
That's where the Cirque de la Lune is. And Eve.
Ah, your lady friend, huh?
They even offered me a job.
Why don't you tag along?
My plane ticket only goes back to Australia.
I owe you one, don't I? Well, I just might be able to get that ticket of yours adjusted.
So I can go to Montreal?
Give me your ticket, Brother Sim. Consider it fixed. Yeah, well, you know, I only accepted so that the hotel management wouldn't feel so guilty. Come on, let's go for a drive. Check it out. Give this a listen. Now, Charles Braddock might not be a thief, but this guy sure got some nasty plans.
These cutbacks are essential if you want the circus and your jobs to survive.
But you are not planning to fire any clowns.
Not unless we have to. I don't want any more interruptions.
There's something I have to say. To everyone.
You are no longer an employee.
Let him speak.
I came to apologize. I thought you were stealing from the circus and I was wrong. I'm sorry.
You think this will get you your job back?
It's a good beginning.
He will not be re-employed.
Give the boy a chance.
I stand with Francois.
Insubordination, Mrs. Chevalier. It warrants instant dismissal.
That's your plan, isn't it? To fire as many people as possible and do the same show over and over again.
This is ridiculous. Report. I propose we reduce the show to 90 minutes and cut out the superfluous performers. We have too many acrobats and trapeze artists. I'll get rid of the clowns, apart from 2 draw cards. Sell posters, T-shirts, caps at intermission. Do away with all the expensive rehearsing of new shows. My remarks have been taken entirely out of context.
We'll talk about this later, in my office.
I have the full support of the board of directors of the circus.
And while I am the director, I will make the decision. I'm very impressed, Sim, with your concern for the circus. And with your willingness to admit when you are wrong. You will be re-employed by the Winter Circus.
I appreciate your offer and your support, but I'm not coming back. I'm going to Montreal to join the Cirque de la Lune.
Bon, c'est pas une piste de danse ici, hein. C'est un cirque. Allez, on continue.
I just want to say goodbye to everyone.
They are rehearsing.
I love the Winter Circus, and I'll really miss it. But the Cirque de la Lune is right for me. I'll learn more.
Nothing. That is what you will learn because you do not have the patience.
You said if I want to be a great clown, I have to be true to myself.
All right, 5 minutes break. This is being true? To change circuses every month? To fly around the world with some stranger you meet in a park?
Doozy's a friend. He got my ticket changed so I can go to Montreal and work with Philip and Eve. They believe in me.
And I do not.
They're doing different things. And doing them in a way that's right for me.
You are like a child. Too much candy. You don't even know what you want.
I don't want to perform in the arena like a seal. I know I want to be my kind of clown, not yours.
You will make the same foolish mistakes I did.
I'm not the same as you.
More than you know. Now I have to teach my seals. Goodbye.
How can you part like this? The boy has grown up. He should be allowed to leave with your blessing.
I'm not his father. I was his teacher, nothing more. Allez!
I won't let you go.
You'll be all right.
Who will teach me?
Theodore or Anatole?
No, if you won't teach me, I don't want to be a clown. I'll stay here until I die.
Who'll look after these then? I was going to give them to you.
No.
You can pass them on to someone else and they can go from clown to clown all around the world. You can't give up. We need more clowns in this world.
I'm too unhappy.
So are lots of people. But that's why clowns are so special, because we make people laugh. And when people laugh, they forget they're unhappy.
Is there someone there?
We...
We do not let you go without the proper goodbye.
So you remember us for the traveling clown.
For a seat of a clown, you're a very average man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be landing in Montreal in 15 minutes.
I can't afford to stay here.
Give me a break, Sim. It's all paid for.
No more dodging and weaving, eh?
This kid is a slam dunk. You are traveling with a celebrity now. Unless, of course, you'd rather stay with Eve.
2 surprises in one day might be a bit much.
2?
She doesn't know I'm here yet.
Hello, may I help you?
Jackson and Gunner.
Welcome to Montreal, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Gunner.
Can you tell me how to get to the Cirque de la Lune, please?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Une minute de pause. Encore 2 fois. 1, 2, 3.
G'day, Philip. Bet you didn't expect to see me so soon.
No, I didn't.
It's me, Sim.
Sim, of course. Well, you made it.
You said we had to work together?
Yeah, too right I did. But so soon.
When can I start?
Well, we audition Fridays.
Audition?
Yeah, just make an appointment in the office.
Is Eve here?
No, she's at school during the week.
School, right.
Well, I'll see you later in the week then?
Yeah.
Hello.
As you can see, I've added diagonal struts. I believe it will make it stronger. Here's hopping.
What gave you the idea for the braces?
Like when you rig a tightrope, you know?
What's so amusing, Danielle?
Sim! I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
Wasn't the same after you left Paris.
How long are you here for?
Depends on my job.
You're not on holiday?
No way. Means we can work together like we did in Paris.
It's different now.
I know. Everything's new. No more tradition.
I mean, I haven't got as much time. I've got plenty of other things to do. School, homework, music lesson.
You'll always have time for clowning.
Here comes my piano teacher. Hi, Mrs. Mannering.
Hello, Eve.
Sam! Mom will kill me!
Ah! No, she won't.
How could you know?
I spoke to her on the phone. That's how I found out where your school was.
I'll see you tomorrow, after school.
Bzzz, wrong. You'll see me later tonight.
Tonight?
Your mother invited me to dinner.
Eve told us she met an Aussie in Paris.
She and I had a great time rehearsing at the Cirque and improvising in the streets.
And what other things do you do, Simon? Apart from your clowning.
Being a clown's all I've ever wanted to do.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but it doesn't hurt to have choices.
I knew from the day I was 3 what I wanted to do.
And what was that?
Own a candy store. It is every child's dream. Oh, my parents laughed and patted me on the head. And now I own 20 stores. Huh? If our Eve wants to be a clown, you won't find me laughing.
Well, it would be such a shame to throw away all your education and ability.
Scientists don't make people laugh. Clowns do.
I'm going to do both, all right?
A scientist with a sense of humor? Impossible. Sim, what do you think our Eve should do?
You don't have to answer.
Be the first clown in outer space.
Don't encourage them.
We could be the best clown duo in the world. The Sim and Eve Show.
Sure.
That's it, Sam. Hey, all right, stand your ground. Stand your ground. Don't mean stand still. You gotta keep them guessing.
Ducking and weaving, eh?
You got it, bud. All right, CJ, call it a day.
Whew. I tried being definite.
And?
She said no. She implied she didn't want to be the first clown in outer space with me.
What? Look, if she's not gonna play ball, pack up your sneakers and go home.
She's forgotten how great it was in Paris.
A girl who forgets Paris, now she'll break your heart. Look, you gotta find a way to get her interested. You know, work up a strategy, dazzle the girl. You can do that.
You don't have to wear a costume for the audition.
I want to make an impression. I want us to make an impression. You ready?
Okay.
Zip.
What did Philip say about the audition?
Not much. Why?
Well, you know he's got a full company already. Company audition were a long time ago.
He must be making an exception in my case. Come on. That was fantastic. Let's do it again.
I'm sorry I can't. I've got a music lesson.
Sim, mate. What are you doing?
I've been rehearsing with Eve.
Oh, great. You got a double act going?
We've been rehearsing for the audition on Friday. For you.
Oh, yeah, great.
I reckon Eve and I could fit into your show. With more work. You'll see on Friday.
Hang on, Sim, what show?
Well, your show. My job. The one we talked about in Paris. You didn't warn me I'd have to audition for it.
No, Friday's auditions are for master classes. It's one of the ways we pay the rent. Listen, Sim, I'd love to offer you a job along with all the rest of my students. Well, some of them. But we can't afford it.
I thought you said we'd have to work together.
I meant, I hoped we would. Sometime. I'm sorry if I've misled you. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a discount on classes.
I'll have to think about it.
Good. You'll get a lot out of it, I promise you. Good.
It's easy if you got parents who can pay for it all.
But what am I supposed to do? Pretend we are broke and stay home all day?
Clowning is just a hobby for you, isn't it?
I really enjoy it, but I enjoy other things too.
Being a clown is all I've got. It's all I ever wanted to do.
That's great. For you.
And not for you.
Where's my blue sweater? You see my comb?
What do you reckon I should do?
Not now, Sim. I got the Rockets game, and this is something you gotta work out for yourself.
Doozy, would you walk away?
It depends. How important to you is she? Wish me luck.
Me too.
Ça cache quoi ces fleurs?
No, really, they're real. No tricks, no spiders, no water jets, no revolting smell.
Putting on a red nose isn't going to change the world.
If it makes people think, then it just might.
Sim, I told you, I want to do something important with my life.
And what I want isn't important?
Why do you always bring everything back to yourself?
What? I'm not talking about myself. Making other people laugh. That's what's important.
I know, you think I'm a spoiled brat. And that I've never had to do anything for myself. Yes, I'm lucky. But that doesn't mean I don't understand how you feel.
We're such a great team.
Please, listen. I think you're wonderful, but I can't. I don't want to stop living the rest of my life just to be a clown.
Just?
Well, only a clown.
Why'd you tell me to come then?
I didn't tell you to.
Oh, just like Philip. You say come to Montreal, but you didn't really mean it.
I know you're having a hard time. But please, don't blame everyone else.
What's the matter, Cherie?
Sim and I had a fight.
I thought you two were best buddies.
We are. We were.
Can I help?
Could you lend Sim some money for his lessons?
Is that what this is about? Sim's lessons?
Then he wouldn't need me to clown with him all the time, and we'd still be friends. He could work in one of your shops.
It's not quite that easy. There are visas and work permits.
It'd pay you back.
Look, go talk to him. If he is really keen and you want it, I'm prepared to discuss it.
Thanks, Papa.
Hey, Sim, how you doing?
Terrible. I went to the game and you weren't playing.
The Montreal Cyclones definitely do not appreciate me. I got a better deal.
Are we moving?
Correction. I'm moving. I got a new team.
So you're leaving?
Yeah, to a team who appreciates me. And who's paying me a little bit more money.
But you've only just started here.
Well, that's why it's best that I get out now, before I get tied down. A man has got to go with his instincts, Sim. When the situation isn't working out, baby, you got to cut and run. Hey, don't worry. The place is paid up until the end of the week. And I figured that Philip and Eve could help you out with the place after that.
Yeah.
Look, this will tide you over until you get your first paycheck from the circus. All right? Come on.
Thanks.
Hey, you never been to New York, have you? All right. When you get done being a big star here at the Cirque de la Lune, come on down. I'll show you the city, all right?
Okay.
And you call me anytime. Remember that. Good luck, Brother Sim. Me, I'm gone.
Sim? Is that you?
Salut, maman.
Oh, you sound like a real Frenchman. How's Paris?
I'm in Montreal now.
Montreal? Boy, you do get around. Is this the long way back to Australia?
No.
What's wrong?
You know how you said you wanted me to come home?
Yeah,
You haven't changed your mind?
of course not.
You sure?
Things really will be different this time, Sim. I'm not going to change my mind whether it's next week or next year or whenever it is you want to come home.
How about as soon as possible?
As soon as possible would be wonderful.
There's just one little problem. I'm nearly broke.
Hello, miss.
Hello. Mr. Gunner, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. He checked out.
Did he leave a message?
No, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
And I'm Michael Jackson. What's wrong?
Look at me. Back here where I started. And with what? What have I got to show for it?
All that experience to begin with.
Great. Maybe I can put on a show for the kangaroos.
Self-pity is for fools. So my dad used to say. Understand?
I think so.
Good. My dad had a lot of wise things to say. You'll hear them all if you're not careful.
Then I'd be in strife.
Too right. bit better than the last place.
It's fantastic, Mum.
Here's some mail for you. Come and see your room first. Ta-da!
You've gone to so much trouble.
I wanted it to be special.
It's great.
It's a postcard from Jack. That'll cheer you up.
How is he?
Terrific.
Dear Sarah, how are you? And my old mate Sim. Haven't heard from him for a while. I'm finishing at the rodeo before it finishes me. So I'll be back in the city soon. Love, Jack. This one's from a solicitor called Clarence Hurst. He wants to see me. At the Palm Lake Motel, please phone for an appointment.
What about?
What does that mean? Mr. Clarence Hurst?
Ah, welcome, welcome. I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever hear from you. Been firing letters off all over the world. Paris, Montreal.
From here?
But Clary Hurst always gets his man.
I thought you were a lawyer.
Indeed. Most of my life I've spent behind a dusty desk. But now...
What is this about, Mr. Hurst?
Did you know a Mr. Neville Rathnow?
He owns a circus.
Did. Mr. Rathnow is with us no longer.
He's dead.
Gone to meet his maker. Shuffled off his mortal coil, that's my favourite. Before Mr. Rathnow departed this world, he left you something.
He left me something? He was always so stingy.
Death does strange things to people. Here we are. In memory of the ballistic missile, Martha, my wife, may she become famous, may she have a disease named after her, I leave all my property to Simon Gunner. The only person to have made me laugh in the last decade.
Property? What property?
All my goods, chattels and interest in what is known as Rathnow's Grand Imperial Circus and Menagerie.
The circus? He left me the circus.
Well, where is it? This circus, I mean.
Here, in Australia.
Thank you. Bye. The town clerk said they left Black Springs over 2 weeks ago.
Don't they follow the same route every year?
They did. And Black Springs wasn't anywhere near it.
There's hardly any towns out there. I'm not sure this is a good idea.
What? After Paris and Montreal, you're worried that I'm too young to go into the big bad outback by myself?
Maybe not. But you're too young to run a circus by yourself. I know how much clowning means to you, but this is different.
Come with me then. Be a part of it.
I can't.
We can run it together.
It's not that simple. I've got the house and a mortgage. I've worked hard for it. And I'm doing a job I really like. Sam?
It's okay, I'm sorry. I always think people feel the same way about things as I do.
Bonjour, Chief.
So tell me, did you spread my name all over Paris? From the top of the Eiffel Tower. Jack Merrick! Yeah, and what did Paris say? Jacques who?
Yeah, that'd be right, eh?
If you can't come, what about Jack?
What about Jack?
He'll be a great help. He knows everybody already.
Help? No who?
The whole thing's a big responsibility.
What whole thing?
I'd certainly feel much happier if Jack was with you.
Jack, I've just won a circus.
Which circus?
Rathnow Circus.
So what was second prize? 2 Rathnow circuses?
No. Neville Rathnow died and he left it to me. It's all mine.
Congratulations, I think.
All we have to do is find it. Will you come with me?
Well,
I thought you said you were finished with the rodeo.
Well, this old Bones ain't taking the falls as used to.
You'll go with him then?
Sure, why not?
Fantastic.
Well, driving the bush with my old mate is a nice way to start my retirement.
Thanks, Jack. You let me know when you get there. I'll come and visit you as soon as I can.
Oh, don't worry, Sarah. Sim will look after me. So where are we going?
Somewhere around here. I've got some terrific ideas for the circus.
Oh, good.
Anatole turned out to be old-fashioned. But I met two other terrific clowns, Philip and Eve.
Eve?
Yeah. Philip gave me some great ideas on how to involve the audience in the performance.
Well, this Eve you've mentioned a few thousand times. She your girlfriend?
Well, we performed, rehearsed together.
Sounds a bit more serious than that.
Not anymore. We had an argument.
What about?
It's a long story.
Well, this is a long road. Could be days before we find him, Chief.
Well,
We've had enough of this.
Yeah, we're not happy.
you weren't hired to be happy. You were hired to work.
We're not happy in our work.
So, whistle while you work, whingers. I'm the boss. I've got more to whinge about than the lot of you. Do you hear me whinging?
Look, we know that profits are dropping and we know that ticket sales are going down, and so we agreed to a wage cut. But you worked us just as hard, and now you're asking for another cut, and it's too much, Martha.
So do something about it or else.
Ever since Mr. Rath now...
Don't you mention his name. That no-good, rotten excuse for a husband is where he deserves to be, 6 feet under. If you're not happy with the way things are, then I suggest you clear out.
Yeah, well, I'm off.
With pleasure.
And don't you come back again. I've got a long memory, and you imps are in it. I'll run this circus on my own.
If you cut the wages again, Mum, you might have to.
Take it or leave it. It's my final offer.
Water pumps cactus.
What'll we do now?
Wait. Till someone comes along and give us a lift.
Bye, Mum.
Don't let me keep you.
I told you after Dad died I'd give it 6 months, but it hasn't worked. Admit it, Mum, it's time to get out.
Not while there's breath in this body.
Sell the circus. Buy a house, have a holiday, enjoy your life for once.
I was born in the ring and I'll die in the ring.
See you, Bill. Take it easy.
Good luck, Will.
Good luck.
You think after 3 hours someone would have driven by? What do you reckon, Chief? Oh, fabulous, Jack. Put anyone to sleep. Maybe he'll give me a job as a hypnotist. Chief. Sam. Sam, wake up. Sam, wake up, mate. Tell me about Paris, you know, and that little French Sheila of yours.
Is this a private ceremony, or can anyone join in?
Sure. You got to bring your own water pump, though. Ours is... ours is busted.
What do you reckon, Charlie? Oh, that's my boss, Charlie. He makes all the decisions. I'm Max.
Jack.
Sim.
Okay, boss. Give you a lift, he said. not far to my place. We'll tow the ute. Where you headed?
Rathnow Circus. Somewhere this side of Black Springs, we think.
Oh, no. They're coming down this way, at the back of the jump up. Looking for a job with them, are you?
No. I'm the new owner.
Well, congratulations. You hear that, Charlie? We're giving a lift to the opposition. All right, Ginger, thanks a lot, mate. See you. Well, the water pump's gonna take a few days, but you can park your ute here till your circus gets here to take all my business. Charlie and I are heading over to the jump up today, and we'd be happy to take you.
You excited, Chief? Too right. It's gonna be fantastic. Where's the welcoming committee? What of the point? Where's Martha?
You blokes are looking for a job. Forget it.
No.
If your debt collectors also forget it. She's broke.
Hi, Beck.
Well, you two sure picked a fine time to come back.
Jack?
Oh, no, old mate. What's going on?
Ah, Jack and Sim. Terrible.
Well, if it isn't Simon Gunner, international celebrity and friend.
Hi, Martha. G'day, Martha. I've got some news.
Save it, kid. I know all about the will. We'll discuss that later. Congratulations. You've got a management crisis on your hands.
Crisis?
They're getting a wage cut. It's already decided.
Look, Martha, I'm the owner now.
No, you're not.
What?
You're not the owner.
But Mr. Hurst, the lawyer,
Co-owner. That no-good, rotten lump of uselessness that was my husband only gave you his half. I'm the other 50%. Shake, partner.
In partnerships with her.
Stop it!
The Sim and Martha show. Maybe you two should work out a few routines together.
You're meant to be a friend. Stop laughing.
Sorry, mate.
It's a complete disaster.
You could do a high wire act together.
Jack!
No, let's work this out rationally.
She can't buy me out because she can't afford it.
And you can't afford to buy her out.
And she won't leave because she hasn't got anywhere to go.
So there goes your grand plans.
No, we'll make it work. We'll get everybody to pull together.
Come in, Martha. Oh my, how you've changed.
Milk up, Jack.
Martha says you own half the circus. We want to know what you're going to do about our problems.
I'll have to have a look at the money situation before I decide.
Sim, you say disaster. Box office is down. There won't be a circus if things keep going like this.
Don't worry, Otto. There's going to be big changes.
Yeah, well, we'll be in the tent in half an hour to hear just what these changes are. And they better be good, or we all go.
They treat me like I'm the enemy.
You're the boss now, Chief.
Only half a boss. Would they really all leave?
Not if you come up with a half-good plan.
In half an hour?
Well, let's hear it. Can't keep the vultures waiting.
I'd like to try some new ideas here, as well as develop some new routines.
What's wrong with the ones we got?
They're not reaching enough people, Martha, because they're too old-fashioned.
Mrs. Rathnow to you.
What are you going to do about the wages?
If we can get a really fantastic circus together, people will come in droves to see us.
So you're going to do nothing about the wages? Well, that's it. I'm off.
Wait! Go then, you morons! We can't afford to lose any more people. I can't ask you to stay. All I can do is ask that you believe in this, the circus. We can make a difference. We can work together and create something.
I'd settle for a fair wage. Or is that too old-fashioned?
Yeah.
I'm putting Jack in charge of the money.
Says who?
You are?
Just help me out for a few weeks.
We've only just arrived and, we want to see the books to see where the circus stands financially.
If everyone's prepared to work together like a family to create a new circus, then I'm prepared to give everyone equal shares in any profits, because that's the way I want it to be. A big family.
Are you talking equity participation?
I don't know. Am I?
Sounds like it, Chief. Equal shares for all. Everyone takes a risk. Everyone takes the same level in glory and profit.
That's communism!
Please. I'm not asking you to stay for me, but for this, for us, for the circus.
Run-da-da-da-da-da.
Ah, come on.
No way. Hey, kids, keep going.
Can you sign these, Chief? Kitchen supplies.
No check, no food.
Okay. How's everything going?
Well, the advanced bookings are okay.
Sort of, but still not enough to pay the bills.
I've arranged to extend our loan. This better be a good show.
We're getting there.
Wait! Spare that tree! Stop!
Are you talking to me, Mrs. Rathnow?
No. I'm trying to commune with my dead husband. Get over here.
I don't want to make...
routine of yours. Looks political.
Yeah. It's got an environmental message in it.
Politics and laughter don't mix. You want to send a message? Join a political party.
But it's funny. It's now.
I don't care if it's tomorrow. It's not in my circus.
Our circus?
I make all the decisions on the content of the show.
Since when?
Since I decided to cut your act.
Look, Mrs. Rathnow, I own 50% of this circus. If I want to do an act like that, I'll do it.
Don't you tangle with me, boy. It'll get ugly.
Then don't censor my material.
Are you telling me how to run a circus? How old are you? 12?
I'm 16.
Oh, how dreadfully sorry I am. 16. Then, of course, you'd know everything there is to know about running circuses. In those 16 years, you would have had a vast, huge, overwhelming experience running circuses. Not like me, who was born in the big top, who spent my entire life running a circus. No, clearly you would know far more than I.
You don't talk to my son like that.
You keep out of it.
No, I won't. Look, from what Jack tells me, you should be grateful that he's agreed to stay on and help out when all you do is complain and insult people. You don't deserve the loyalty that Sim and all these other people are showing you.
Loyalty?
If you didn't have this circus, what would you have?
What do you mean by that?
I feel like 10 minutes in the sunshine. Who wants to join me?
Good idea, Sarah. Come on, Sim.
answer my question for you, Martha. If you didn't have this circus, you'd have nothing. Think about it.
Here's a little bit of Sim's leg. Good work, Otto. He was starving. And a bit of his mum's arm. That's right, boys. Eat it all up. See, Otto? I told you they needed more food.
Sim's not going to like it, Mrs. Ratno.
It's none of his business. My babies will not go hungry. Wildfire woman, dragon woman, intellectual pygmies, Otto. They hate me.
No, people unhappy is all. They cranky. Jack too. He say, I buy too much lion food.
I'm the expert on that. I'm officially putting you in charge of the animal food. We decide what's best for them, not Jack or anyone else.
But,
And I've decided to give you a pay rise. Scrub it clean, Otto. Who are you?
Wayne.
What you doing in my caravan, Wayne?
I'm Richard Bursman in Doyle's Hay and Corn Store, Mrs. Rathnow. You need a tent hand. I am that man.
You could have left the notice. I need a couple of men.
I am that couple of men, Mrs. Rathnow. I'll work like a Trojan for an employer I can respect.
Who is it?
Sim. Mrs. Rathnow, I need to talk to you about...
Meet Wayne. New tent hand.
Since when can we afford a new tent hand?
You expect me to put up the tent, feed the animals, and perform every night as well?
I'd really like to help feed the lions.
We'll let you know if we've got anything for you.
Start time 7 a.m. 150 a week.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It is?
Oh, I've always wanted to be in the circus. You know, fire eating and stuff like that. My dad says I'm a real clown.
I say we give 'em a try.
Okay, you're hired. But for a trial period.
6 months.
It's been great having you here, Mum.
I'm sorry I have to go, but I'll be back.
Dress rehearsal in 10 minutes. Latecomers will be prosecuted.
I know you need to do this on your own, but I hadn't counted on Martha being involved.
Neither did I.
Can you manage?
No worries.
What? Sim manage? Does a duck with one leg swim in cycles? The poison ain't born yet who can make life tough for Sim.
I think you'll manage, with Merv's help.
And Jack's, and everyone's. I'll be fine.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Martha Rathnow's
And Sim's Martha.
Imperial Circus and Menagerie.
Forget it.
There's my precious. Come on to Mummy. Don't you think for a moment that you're funny? I've seen funnier car accidents. Oh, and presenting those fearless flyers, the famous flying Fernandez family. Now smile. Rathnow's juggling juggernauts. Did you hear me say as slow and dull as possible? Well, did you?
Mrs. Brown.
Oh, what? The tabletop of death. I said tabletop of death, not tabletop of mild discomfort. That's better. I'll don't stop now. You still got both hands. What you waiting for? The pension?
Sim, Martha says the knife-throwing act is next.
What knife-throwing act?
Martha's and yours.
I make all the decisions about the acts. We agreed to that.
No, we didn't agree. You just told me. And I certainly didn't agree to being part of any knife-throwing act.
Dear me. Sorry. Didn't you say everybody had to do more than their usual job? Or did you mean everybody but you?
Look, Martha, I don't want to fight you all the time. I don't mind doing extra. But knife-throwing acts are boring. Old-fashioned.
My audience loves the familiar.
Your audience might. But our audience wants something new and challenging.
Politics, I suppose.
No, just something different. Sure, we can still do the juggling and high-wire acts and that sort of thing. But we need to put on more new material.
Nah.
Either you agree to compromise, or I leave.
Martha, if he goes, he won't be going on his own.
Suits me fine.
Stand your ground, mate. You'll win the war. We're behind you, mate.
Owning a circus sucks.
Well, it can't get any worse. Just hang in there. We'll make it work. You know, mate's supposed to stick together in good times and bad. You know, for better or for worse.
That's marriage, isn't it?
Oh, speaking of which, this came for you in the morning mail. It's from Canada.
I was really upset when I went to your hotel and found you'd gone. I came to tell you that my father was going to lend you the money to do Philip's classes and give you a job so you could pay him back. It's good, Sim, because you know what you want and you're going for it. I hope we can be friends again. Love, Eve.
Dear Eve, g'day. How are you? I'm okay, and so's me best mate Jack. I wish you could meet him. He's a real spunk.
You're a great help.
Well, just tell how you feel. Do you miss her?
Yeah, I guess.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
Yes, Jack, I miss her.
Well, write it down. You know, start with the news and then tell her how you feel.
Jack, let me tell you about it.
Yeah, hang on.
No, listen, it'll be a great idea.
How can you do an animal act without animals?
With people dressed up. We send up lion taming and monkey acts. You know, we make fantastic costumes.
So we get rid of the animals. Well, that'll save on costs.
I like. But Mrs. Ratno, she not agree.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. First, have to work out the routine. What if we kept some of the equipment? Tony, Manuel, and the Fernandez family could do the lions.
Yeah, Martha can do a guest spot as a dinosaur.
Me as gorilla.
I'm serious.
Yeah, and I'll be a dingo.
Otto, what are they saying about me?
Nothing at all.
I can tell. My arthritis always plays up when someone's talking about me.
Nothing. Sim tell about new act. I want to be a gorilla. Or elephant, maybe.
What you talking about?
Fernandez family for lions, Sim say.
Lions? What does he think? The little clip!
maybe you should be rhinoceros.
Food.
Thank you.
Sim, in the spirit of cooperation, I've decided to come to you to discuss a great new plan.
Really? That's great, Mrs. Rathnow.
You can call me Martha now if you like.
Okay. Well, Martha, I've got some ideas too.
Age before youth? Why don't you let me go first?
Of course.
What I was thinking was, we need more animals. There's nothing like animals in a circus. Oh, I know, some modern people think they're mistreated and all that silly stuff. But my dead husband always said that the animals represented the exotic. And if a circus lost touch with the exotic, it lost touch with its audience. So what do you think? Otto suggested elephants, and I think he's right. Maybe some Russian dancing bears, a pair of boxing kangaroos, and a chimpanzee all dressed up in funny clothes.
Well, actually, I was thinking about the animals too.
Really? Do you know what that's called? Synchronicity. Two people thinking about the same thing at the same time. Maybe that means we're soulmates. So, what were you thinking about?
That maybe we should get rid of them.
Gee, that is an interesting suggestion.
It's just that, well, they don't belong. Not anymore. They did. I know they're part of the tradition, but I've seen so many new types of circus acts. People love them. No animals. They don't need them anymore.
Come with me. Wayne, what's that say?
Rathnow's Grandi Imperial Circus and
Menagerie, you idiot! Sim, do you know what the word menagerie means? It means a collection of animals.
I thought that was called a zoo.
You won't find animals in a zoo loved the way these precious creatures are. Animals have to be cared for properly by people with a special understanding. Special people. Like me.
Otto, you signed this order form for extra feed for the animals. You know we can't afford it.
Sorry, Jack, but Mrs. Rathnow told me I have to.
And if she told you to put your head in the lion's mouth, would you do that?
I worked for her and Mr. Rathnow for a long time. She's my boss. You are too, Sim. But she can still fire me.
Otto, she can only fire half of you. Dziękuję.
Sim, I don't know if you can have a circus without animals, but they're eating us out of tent and home.
There you are. Hello, dearest. Good.
Hi, Charlie. Remember me? Where's Max? Of course, Max.
That's me. How are you, Sim? I heard you arrived.
Yeah. How are you, Max? Can we talk?
Charlie gets a bit upset if he's left out of things. Do you mind if he listens in?
Sure. It's about him anyway. I was wondering if he could do with some friends.
Some more donkeys?
No. Ponies, monkeys, a camel, and some lions. The circus animals aren't sick or anything. It's just that I think they'd be better off in a place like this. They wouldn't have to travel around the outback. And your operation's more suited to them than I think a circus is. I mean, I know how much you love animals.
Sounds interesting. What's your price?
I don't know.
Good, because I can't afford to pay for them.
Can I just give them to you?
That sounds like a fair price.
Simba! 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 G'day, Max.
Hello, Jack.
Guess what?
Don't tell me. Old Charlie's taken up ballroom dancing.
No. Max is buying all... He's taking all the animals.
Does Martha know?
Martha?
Oh, she's my co-owner.
Is there a problem?
Well, have you ever seen a human hurricane?
No.
Nuclear explosion?
Jack.
An intergalactic war?
Nablo! Nablo! This is Randall. Jack and Sim are getting rid of all the animals. There's this old geezer come with the truck and he's going to take them all away.
Wait. You ready with the lion cage?
Of course.
Stand by, okay?
Okay.
Nablo, Nablo.
Thanks a lot. You blew that.
Well, you just can't go off and sell the animals without Martha's agreement.
I wasn't going to sell them, I was going to give them to him.
Oh, great. That'll really help our finances.
Yeah, well, that's meant to be your job, remember?
Where's this truck that's come to get my animals?
You don't have to worry, it's gone.
Don't you tell me not to worry. Where's Sim? He's not getting away with this.
He's going to cool off, why don't you?
Everything under control, Mrs. Rathnow?
Oh.
Mrs. Rathnow?
Simba! Quick!
Wayne!
Yeah? What do you want?
Wayne! Coming.
Lion's coming through!
Yes, Mrs. Rathnow?
Where have you been? I've been shouting for you.
The lions!
The lions are out!
Someone will pay for this! It's
You ready to talk? Suit yourself.
Hurry! Get going! Treat them gently. Talk to them. Don't frighten them. You lot, you'll answer to me if any harm comes to them. Uncle, would you abandon a defenseless woman?
Let's go.
I was trying to do the best thing for the animals and for Martha. Max would look after them better than Martha ever could.
Well, did you try to talk to her?
I was going to until you butted in and ruined the only chance we had.
Well, it's still not too late.
What are you sucking up to Martha for anyway? I mean, I thought you came to help me.
I did, and I'm doing it. You just don't see, do you? I took the job and I'll stick by it, but I won't do anything that's not right for you or for anyone else.
I'm sorry, Jack.
Get in.
What do we do now?
As little as possible.
It's Sim's fault. They heard him talking about trying to get rid of them.
How many lions have you got?
At the moment, none.
Don't you shoot my babies!
Where's the cage?
Just gone. Why?
You got 2 lions or more?
2 of the beautiful creatures.
Good, they've been seen.
Where?
On the road into town and at Herbert's butcher shop.
Where is Herbert? He's in the refrigerator.
You harm my babies, and I'll sue!
Maybe they eat some people.
Welcome home, sweethearts.
Well, could have been worse.
It was disaster, mate. Those cops were going to shoot. And who was in charge of the cage?
That's what I intend to find out. Martha, how'd they escape?
You tell me! You're the one who wanted to get rid of them.
You're accusing me?
Well, Lone Brain Wayne was the last in the cage. I saw him.
Wayne!
What was he doing in there?
Working! With your brilliant idea, remember? You deal with it. You hired him.
We hired him, Martha.
Throw him to the lions, boy.
You mean fire him?
No, give him a raise and a holiday.
I can't fire him.
Circus isn't just about fancy routines, boy. You want to be an owner? You better learn how to take the hard decisions. Or aren't you up to it?
Wayne, did you leave the cage door open?
It was an honest accident.
There's no such thing with lions.
You the owner?
Who asks?
Lynette Davidson, Animal Liberation.
That's all I need. A bunch of fruitcakes.
We heard that several animals were almost destroyed. We demand a meeting with the management.
Talk to him. He handles political matters.
Martha, will you stop fighting me all the time?
You ain't seen nothing yet, boy.
You better talk, young man. You people have a big problem.
You think I don't know that? It's none of your business.
Look, we can do this the hard way or the nice way. I suggest you cooperate.
We'll handle it ourselves.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Mr. Gunner, what do you say to the allegation that your animals are being mistreated?
How is it that a circus is being run by somebody as young as you, Mr. Gunner?
How old are you, Mr. Gunner?
How many lions are killed?
Mr. Gunner, you must talk to us.
It's been a hard day. If the owners agree to meet with you in the morning, would you at least leave us alone tonight?
We will.
Thanks.
But you're going to see a lot more of us until those poor animals are liberated.
Sim?
Right.
Dear Eve, how's life in sunny Montreal? I suppose you're swimming and sunbaking every day and enjoying the life of an idle student. Things are tough here. Martha is impossible, and I don't know if it's all worth it. Perhaps Charles and Philip were right. Circus is just a business like any other. I still love being a clown, but you know, I think I'm just not cut out to be a circus owner. You want that one?
I'll have a word with you, son.
Hey, mister!
Live entertainment.
I didn't know it was against regulations.
Could be just a shot on a long haul like this.
What?
Well, you travel for free in turn for your little show. Do you do the trip often?
First and last time, I reckon.
Pity. Still, if you ever need a free pass, give me a bell.
You must be very proud of yourself.
I should have got an A in chemistry.
4 A's and a B? Oh, you deserve a medal.
Or a holiday.
Have you thought what you'd like to do in the vacation?
Sim is having a really hard time with his circus. Could we go over there?
To Australia?
Just for a few weeks? I think he needs some business advice.
But the cost, the trip, I mean, it will be very expensive.
We haven't had a holiday in years.
We have just been to Paris.
But we have never been to Australia.
Sam! Oh.
Everything kept going wrong. I couldn't take it anymore.
You just left.
Mum, Martha's not human. I couldn't deal with her.
What did Jack say?
I didn't really get a chance to talk to him about it. Not properly, anyway.
Why don't you stay here for a while? Get a job, think about it.
Come along. Hey. You'll be taking off shortly, like your little mate?
I thought about it.
So, when are you leaving?
As soon as I finish what I've started. The books, Martha. Feeding the horses is my day job.
Next thing we know, he'll want a pay rise.
Danov should be coming up soon.
I haven't roughed it like this since we were first married.
This is roughing it.
Whoa!
We're acrobats, not clowns.
Everybody has to have at least 2 jobs from now on. Times are tough.
This isn't funny, it's dumb.
If the management says it's funny, it's funny. Jack, pies. Now you, come running in screaming fire, and you hit her with a pie.
So what do I do?
I'll do anything you like, so long as it's funny. Places, everyone!
Fire! Fire!
Who's the strongo?
Oh, not bad, not bad, eh?
Everyone wants a free lunch. Box office open 7 p.m. Tickets $10.
Is Simon gonna here?
Who are you?
A friend of Sim's. I understood he had a share in the circus.
Possession is 9/10 of the law, and he's no longer in possession.
Where is he?
Gone, disappeared, evaporated.
But where did he go?
Who cares? Shot through like a Bondi tram. Now come on, everyone, let's get it together. Do it properly this time.
We came all this way for nothing.
So you're the famous Eve, eh?
Are you a friend of Sim's?
Well, it depends.
Sorry?
Depends on whether he gives me a good explanation for shooting through.
Well, do you know where he's gone?
His mum's, I guess.
You go see Sim?
I suppose so.
Otto, get in here.
You tell him Otto understand.
Get in here, you overgrown imbecile.
Thank you.
Nah, you keep it. I need to get back in there. See ya.
Thank you.
It wasn't exactly your radical circus act.
Are you sure Sim said he owned part of that?
It may not look like much, but it was Sim's dream. He should be here.
Why would he run away then?
Or more to the point, why would he stay?
He should be here.
It's sure, bold, bright, colourful.
I'd agree to unique.
Maybe we should do your room too.
Hey, don't blush.
You look good with freckles. The customers will love it. Oh, I'm late.
Hey, how do you feel about a purple door?
Okay.
Thank you. Hello. Are you Mrs. Gunner?
Yeah. Who are you?
A friend of Sim's, F. Tetro.
Oh, come on in. Sim tells me he didn't part on very good terms in Montreal.
Oh. We've been writing. His last letter worried me.
Oh? He's fine.
Really?
He seems a lot happier now he stopped travelling and got a job.
You mean he found a new circus already?
It's not exactly a circus. Well, not all the time, anyway.
He hasn't given up clowning, has he?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Hey, come over here! Hey, did I say anchovies on this pizza or what? I think I did. And what do you put on it? You put cat balls. Hey, if I eat that, you know what I'm gonna get? I'm gonna get a frog in the throat.
Uh-oh. Beep, 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 beep.
I saved your life.
Oh, beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, whoop, beep, 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 beep.
You walked away from your own circus?
All I ever worried about was money. I couldn't handle it anymore.
Couldn't handle it? Jack and the others are still handling it. And what about your clowning?
I do more clowning at the pizza parlor than I ever did at Rathnow's.
Was it that bad?
Working with a tank full of sharks would have been more fun.
Martha speaks well of you too.
You've met her?
Yes.
Where are the teeth marks? So you met Jack?
Yes. He says you shot through. Well, you did, didn't you?
Look who's talking.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, you left me in the lurch in Montreal.
I have to work hard on my studies. You're just working in a pizza parlor.
Clowning in a pizza parlor?
Just as well you two only see each other occasionally. We might have World War III on our hands.
Tell him he's wasting his talent.
Well, I guess that depends.
Would you give up on something just because it was too hard to deal with?
Not now, but there was a time.
What was it that made you change your mind?
I realised that sometimes it's better to keep going through the hard times, even though you might feel like you're going under. Because some things and some people are worth it.
Exactly. Try and tell your son that. That's my taxi.
People at the pizza parlor have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun. I like being here with my mother. I'm happy.
We're leaving for Sydney this afternoon.
But I've hardly seen you. Can't you stay a few more days?
I came to help you with your circus. And to say I'm sorry for what happened in Montreal. I can't help you if you won't help yourself. And I said I'm sorry. So goodbye. Goodbye, Mrs. Gunner.
Sim? That's a pretty tough way to say goodbye.
When I was overseas, I was scared to come home. Because I thought things mightn't work out between us.
And do you think they have? I was scared when Eve came. I thought she'd want you to go back to Montreal.
You needn't worry about that now.
Perhaps. But even if she did, and it was right for you, you have to do it.
Am I missing something?
I wanted you here. I wanted to be the mother to you I never was. But Eve's made me realize you have to decide for yourself what's important to you.
You think I should go back to the circus?
What did I just say? You have to decide for yourself. But I do know that if something is really important to you, don't abandon it, or you will regret it for the rest of your life.
If I went back to the circus, I wouldn't be able to see you as much.
But the good news is, I might be able to repaint this room a respectable colour.
Are you sure you don't want to stay a little longer?
Your attention, please. This is your final boarding call for Flight 16 to Adelaide and Melbourne, boarding through Gateway number 2.
Juliet! Juliet, where are you?
I'm here.
Juliet! I think it's time for your present.
We'll be back in 2 weeks' time.
We'll pick you up at the circus.
You'll have things sorted out by then, won't you, my friend?
Pas de problème.
Just remember, give them something new and different. It worked for me.
Do you have enough money for the tickets?
Don't need any. 2 tickets to Bungle Up, please. Mr. Andrews said to show these some tickets to be organised. Your dad was right, you know. We need to think of something to make people excited about the circus.
How about an international act, a big name?
Maybe, but how can... Anatole! Sorry, I didn't mean you.
What do you mean by that, Anatole?
Michelle wrote to me. Anatole lost his job. He's been busking in Paris.
Anatole busking?
Charles eventually got his way at the Cirque d'Hiver. He sacked all the clowns, and Monsieur Chevalier left.
That's terrible.
Yes, but it's also great. They need jobs. We need famous international clowns. They could be the something new and different, don't you see?
There you go.
Thanks.
Do you think they'd come?
You never know if you don't ask. Pas de problème. We'll give you star billing. Michelle the Monster Clown.
On come next week.
Mais qu'est-ce qu'il veut qu'on fasse?
Ouais.
Attends, where are you?
It's Anatole. Bonjour. Non? Non? Je ne sais pas. No. Look, I'll think of something, okay? I'll call you back. Bye.
It's just the same. He tries to run before he can walk. He wants us to join his circus in Australia. But he does not think about how we can get there.
Я хотел бы увидеть кенгуру.
What are you saying?
I want to see kangaroo.
Seems as I can be a clown in his circus.
Oh, it's only foolish dreams.
S'il te plaît, maman.
We will see.
The recklessness of youth.
The bitterness of old age.
I offered him a real job. And all he could ask was how they were supposed to get here.
Sounds like a pretty fair question to me.
Michelle wanted to come.
Of course.
to see his hero.
You sure you're ready for this?
No worries.
Sept mil. 100. 200. Well, there will be just enough for at least one ticket.
But this is all your savings.
Have you lost your sanity?
I lost that when I took in clowns as boarders.
The boy cannot go to Australia on his own.
That's right. And if one of you won't go with him, I will.
I would go, but I have no money.
Since he was a young boy, all he has ever dreamt of was to be a clown.
And he can be one day.
Where? At the Cirque d'Hiver? Where even you cannot get jobs?
If we have no money, what can we do?
Fyodor, tutaj!
What does he do here?
He works for the government. You know this.
Dab.
Monsieur Chevalier said you can call on him in an emergency.
Well, this is hardly...
Sim needs us.
2 tickets, understand?
I envy you, my friends. At least you are still making the people laugh, huh? I only make them angry when I refuse to give them a study grant to research body painting in Borneo.
Our new circus techniques in Australia.
There are new circuses in Australia?
Sim has a circus.
The best circus in the world.
Experimental, radical, innovation, new street theater techniques.
Very worthwhile cultural exchange.
Many benefits for French clowning generally. And you want how many tickets for Australia?
2, 4.
3. Do you know how many forms you would have to fill out for just the 1 ticket, let alone 4?
Get out of the way, you lads.
No one is going in, and no one is getting out until this circus agrees to stop using animal acts.
Put the humans in cages.
Call yourselves animal lovers! You'd starve your own bunchies! It'll get you a headline in the paper!
We're willing to die for the cause of freedom for the animal kingdom.
I could fight all them myself.
Sure you could, mate, but what would it achieve?
Are you saying we're going down the gurgler?
Who do they think they are? Blood-sucking bludgers!
Martha, I think it's time.
Man the barricades!
No. To throw in the towel.
I'm not gonna fall for any of Martha's tricks this time.
If you won't cooperate, we'll do it on our own. Right, mate?
Right, mate. We'll be fantastic! Get off my truck or I'll thump you. You and whose army, mate?
I'll starve if he doesn't get through, you stupid
We've got food for days, boy.
All you care about is the money. They're still at it. Quick, let's go around this way. Set the animals free! Burn the big top!
Just call it, Tony.
Where is everybody?
Okay, let it through. But this is the last time.
Martha, we didn't invent the worst rural recession for 15 years.
All those maniacs out there.
People around here just don't want to be entertained. They want to eat.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it laugh.
Ah, well, look who's back. The Great White Hope.
Glad you come back. Let him deal with those lunatics. Politics is his specialty, isn't it?
Well, I came with something to say. I've missed the circus, I've missed all of you. I know I walked away last time, but I couldn't handle the pressure. All I'm asking is that you give me another chance.
Bit late for an apology, isn't it, Chief?
Jack, you've got every right to be angry at me. But the circus is...
Finished. Things have changed around here. The circus is finished.
Well, it's a simple matter. The circus is broke. Outgoings are up here, and incomings are down in the pits.
Jack Merrick, accountant.
Yeah, well, you appointed me, and I stuck by it.
Couldn't you lower your costs?
Sure. We can cut French champagne and caviar.
It sounds like you've just given up.
Maybe. But you need a miracle worker to get the people in this town to crack a smile, let alone pay to come to a circus.
Eve and I have got some great ideas for some new acts.
A new axe is not the problems, Chief.
Then we'll make a list. The smallest problems at the top, the bigger ones at the bottom.
What did you write?
Convince Martha to get rid of the animals.
Anyone think of a small problem? Can we help you?
I'm the town clerk. I issued the permit for you people to use this land. It's expired.
How much is another one?
$100.
We're a bit strapped for cash at the moment. Could it wait a couple more days?
What Sim means about the money is we don't have any. What difference does it make whether we don't have any today or we don't have any tomorrow?
The chance of having any today are nil. But the odds for tomorrow are better.
That's 2 to 1. We still don't have any.
Well, I never could resist an outsider. I'll give you till tomorrow night.
Thanks.
Merci.
Thanks.
Was that a small problem or a big one?
I can't give you this lot of feed until you pay the $250 you owe.
I thought the circus was broke.
That's my rainy day money, and that's the last of it.
We can't let your animals go hungry. Listen to Jack and Sim, please.
Whatever happens, whether it's today or tomorrow, they're going to have to go.
It might just be better to make some provisions for their retirement.
It won't be a circus without the animals.
It won't be a circus with them. Look, Martha, we'll think of something. But it'll be best for everyone, especially the animals. Maybe we can talk to Max again. We've got to find solutions to some big problems. We can't afford to keep the animals and Martha won't part with them. But the pressing issue at the moment is money for our permit.
Money full stop, that's our problem.
No, listen, one thing at a time. We need $100 for our permit.
There's a church fair down in town.
Sure, we could sell lamingtons.
Oh, we can sell our spare props and costumes.
Well, why not?
A circus memorabilia auction.
Could be worth a try.
Great idea.
I've got some stuff I don't need.
Yeah, me too.
What about the old pirate costume?
Eve, Rebecca, Otto, everybody get together, anything you can find to sell. You never know when you might need one.
It's hard enough selling cakes these days, let alone umbrellas. Buy 2 umbrellas and get 1 free.
All stock must go in our once only end-of-season sale.
Get ready for the next fancy dress party. Nobody's in the mood for parties these days.
Times are tough round here, love. I don't like your chances.
Hi. You old Max.
Mature Max. I reckon you must be, young Martha?
Flattery'll get you nowhere. I want to talk to you.
Just a minute. Charlie thinks I'm being very rude not to introduce you. He'd like to show you around the place. Is that all right with you?
I want to know what you got here in the way of animal facilities.
Oh, no problem. Charlie's always telling me about his plans to upgrade the place.
Who's Charlie?
Charlie, come and say hello to Mrs. Rath now.
Impress your neighbors. Teach your pets amazing tricks.
wasn't a bushfire, he'd organise a barbecue.
Sim! Michelle!
Sim! Comment ça va? Look who's here!
I don't believe it! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me introduce you to two of France's most famous clowns and one of France's most famous clown students. They'll be performing at Rathnow's Grand Imperial Circus.
Sim Circus!
Sim and Eve Circus.
Sim? For the umbrellas.
Take it as a down payment on the $100.
Keep it. I'll take a punt on you. Looks as though you might be getting a few people to your circus after all, eh?
They rang from the airport looking for you, so I thought I'd drive from here and see how you're going myself.
I don't believe it. How did he get to Australia?
Michel is not the only student. Thanks to Monsieur Chevalier, we're here on an important cultural mission. To study Australian circuses.
Close your eyes and open them when I tell you, and you'll see as if by magic, your new home. Where is it?
Where's what?
The big top. Come on.
Sim, when can I look?
Now hurry.
Get your dirty paws off it!
Hold it, pal. These hands are registered as lethal weapons, and she's a black belt in origami.
What's going on?
The parasite snuck in while we were away.
Bankruptcy. Sundry items belonging to Rathnow Circus have been confiscated to pay for outstanding debts.
What outstanding debts?
How long have you got? Take me all afternoon to list them. However, I think we've got them covered. Okay, come on.
Don't you care about them taking your animals?
Don't worry, they're safe.
Where are they?
Sold them to Max. Got a good price too.
Signed the deal before those leeches arrived. Can't touch them now.
And I've taken a job with Max and our Charlie.
What job?
Chief Animal Custodian of Max's Wildlife Park and Zoo. Shall we go, my dear?
If anyone asks where Martha Rathnow's gone, you tell them she's started a new phase in her career. A successful partnership.
Things look promising, Martha. Best of luck.
Martha, we've had our troubles, but I've always wanted the best for the circus.
For a snip of a boy who wasn't born in the big top. I guess you got a bit of the entertainer in your blood.
The show always came first.
The show must go on.
Bye, Martha.
See you, Martha. Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
no animals,
Bye-bye.
no Martha, no big top, and no debts.
No debts.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Sim, you mean we came all the way here to join his circus and now there isn't one?
There is. You're the circus, I'm the circus. We're all the circus. We don't need a big top.
Sim is right. Today in town we saw the proof.
And we'll make it happen again, in our show.
Oh, you must be kidding. Put on a show without a tent?
There's no tent, but there's all of us.
We've got work to do.
So let's go and do it, Chief.
Rehearsal start in 1 hour.
like a shot as soon as this farce is over. Just because you and Sim are partners in the show, don't get any ideas about sticking around, okay?
You're going to be his partner after I leave, are you?
Sure! What's he need some Sheila like you who'll take off the first chance she gets to get back to her cushy life in Montreal?
He probably doesn't need me, but I wish I could stay.
It's easier juggling 4 chainsaws than talking about feelings.
I do have to go. My parents are coming to get me. But that doesn't mean...
I understand. You have to finish school.
It was hard for me in Montreal, because you didn't seem to understand how I felt. That I wanted to do many other things besides clowning.
I was pretty dense. All I could think about was what I wanted.
And what you wanted was special.
I'm beginning to understand that other people need different things. Give me 50 years, I might grow up.
We'll make a date 50 years from now, and I'll come back to see you.
Sooner, please.
I said I will help Michel with his costume. I better go.
As if we didn't have enough problems already. Now you got an incurable disease. Sam, come on, let's decide how we're going to run this show.
Okay. There's just one problem. Where are we going to get some lights?
Don't worry. Already got it covered. My people have been expert in natural lighting for about 40,000 years. But we needed a permit for this one. Come on. Well, step right up. Come this way. Children of all ages, welcome to Sim's Circus.
Where's the tent?
Our big top is the best the universe has to offer. We'll even throw in the Milky Way for free.
What about the performers? Where are they?
Ready and waiting. As soon as you've paid your money, the magic will begin. Admission is by donation.
I'm not paying until I see what I'm getting.
Well, I am.
Me too.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. Yes, keep it trim.
Welcome, everybody, to the Starlight Circus. As you can see, our big top is so big, you can hardly see the top. But if you look up, you can just see our spotlights glittering away. Don't try this at home, folks. And now, the Kalanga Kids. Tonight, at the Starlight Circus, we... That is Juliet and I... Juliet, are you listening?
Yes? You said tonight at the Starlight Circus we present you a very big surprise.
Did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah! Theodore and Anatole!
My glass! No! My looking glass! Anatole, my old mate! Long time no see!
The smell of gum trees.
I was a bit rude to you in Paris.
I was not so polite myself.
As soon as I had to run the circus on my own, I realized what you had to face. I even began to understand Charles.
And perhaps I'm beginning to understand too how special your sort of circus can be, what it means to people.
It's funny, I had to come home to find what it was I really wanted to do.
À la fin du voyage, on retourne toujours à son point de départ. At the end of our journey, we return to the place we started from.
Just a couple of clowns hanging around?
Seeing the world upside down.
Much better that way.
Come again.
Promise you'll write me from every town you go to?
From Wildcatcham, Coolyanobing, Gitchiginnup, Muckambuddin, Nannup, Yornlup, Noangrup.
I rang the council at the next town. They can't wait to see your show.
Thanks very much. Come back soon.
Looks like we did a pretty good rainmaking robbery last night. Well, let's do it.
Jack, how do we do a rain-stopping corroboree?
Dunno, Chief. You're the boss. I'm only the accountant.
The WonderWorks family movie was made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with additional funding provided by the annual financial support of viewers like you, and the National Endowment for the Arts.
This is PBS.